Seasons of the Prairie. The prairie is a place where plants have lived for hundreds of years. If you see a natural prairie over different seasons, you can see various bright flowers and tall grasses. In early spring, you see shooting stars and violets, and the spring grasses begin to grow. Since winter snow melts and leaves ponds, the prairie is very wet. There are two kinds of prairie grasses, one that grows a lot in the spring and another that grows a lot in the summer. In the summer, the grasses are so tall you can't see low-growing flowers, but you can see the tall black-eyed Susan. Summer is the prairie's biggest season. In the summer, there is so much tall grass that people have called it a sea of grass that grew as tall as people. Long ago, when pioneers passed through the prairie, sometimes they got lost and used the very tall compass plant to find their way. The compass plant's leaves turned during the day to follow the sunlight. Thousands of animals lived in this grassy area, including bison that grazed on the plants. In the autumn, more flowers bloom. The asters illuminate the prairie. The leaves of many prairie plants turn gold in the autumn as the grasses dry. When the grasses are dry, natural fires can take place. Lightning starts those fires. Acres and acres of prairie can burn in one natural fire. When the grasses burn, the native prairie plants do not die. In fact, the fires help the grasses keep the prairie for themselves. Most plants, especially trees, depend on their tips to grow. You'll see that trees have new buds in the spring, and that is where they grow. If a tree loses its branches, it will not grow again. But grasses do not need their leaves to grow back. They grow from their roots, and the fires do not burn those roots. So every year the lightning fires are like gardeners, weeding the prairie of plants that do not grow there. The prairie plants are like gardeners too, because as their leaves died, they fertilize the soil. Some prairie animals migrate in the winter to warmer places where they will find food. Some stay in the prairie through winter and some hibernate. For example, some frogs burrow under the ground and sleep through the cold prairie winter. Thousands of bison and hundreds of birds and other animals that used to live in this area are gone, but not because of seasonal migration. They left for good because their habitat was destroyed. But there is still hope. Those animals will be able to live in this area again because people are working to restore it back to the way it was long ago.